Hey everyone, welcome back to another Crimson Moon Battlereport. Today we're going to be playing some Marvel Crisis Protocol. Now this won't be a learning video. If you guys are interested in wanting to learn how to play, just put a message down in the bottom. I will gladly make a learning video on how to play the game. I'm just going to pretty much just play our mission for this game, and I'll kind of go over some of the rules on it, but I'm not going to really spend too much time showing the rules on this game. There's also on their website you can download the free rule book in case you guys want to check out the game, but I'm pretty sure there's tons of videos out there that you can learn how to play, and whoever isn't familiar with this game, man, it's all over YouTube, so I'm pretty sure you guys would probably have already seen this game played before. But we wanted to bring it to the channel. I love Marvel comics. I love the Marvel movies. So we wanted to give this game a shot. We've been playing DC Universe, and we wanted to at least try the Asmodee game, or Atomic Mass, I should say, because that's who's making the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up our table. This is a terrain we'll be using today. This isn't the terrain that comes in the starter, and it's mostly because I haven't had a chance to paint up the actual terrain from the starter, so I'm just using certain pieces of terrain here and there. And I mostly use this because it was painted, and I wanted to make sure I get it on the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and select our missions for today, and also we'll be picking our team cards as well. So depending on what missions are, we'll find out how many points we're going to be using, and I will show you what teams will be going up against each other. So in the game, you'll have two different colored backs. You'll have your blue and your red. One is a secure, and one is an extraction. So you're always going to have one of each. So once you flip over your cards, this will tell you your actual mission for the game. So for this one, it's going to be Infinity Formula goes missing. So you're going to be placing 4 serum tokens, target of opportunity, and it's shown in map B. So then you're going to look at your setup, and you're just going to match that letter, and that's going to be the setup for this particular mission. So you're going to be setting up B, and it looks like they're going to be in 4 quarters. And this will tell you the amount of inches that you're going to be going in, and then in each quarter you're going to be sending up one of those canisters, and then you score. Player scores 1 victory point for each serum counter they are securing during the cleanup phase. So that means you'll have to actually have somebody near it in order to score it. So you have to stay within a certain range of it. During the power phase, characters contacting a serum, they gain 1 extra power. So if you have a character that's within certain range of that objective, they're going to be getting an additional power. And then for this one, so that's going to be your secure. So this will be your extraction. So you're looking at a struggle for the cube continues. So we're going to be placing 4 cosmic cube fragments, and shown in map F. So now we're going to look over here, and there's F right there. Boom. So now this is the other part that you're going to have to set up. So you're going to be setting up 1 right in the middle of the whole table, and then it's pretty much kind of like the serum. These will be going right on top of the serum, or vice versa, whichever one. But they're just going to end up in the same spot. But this one you're going to have 5 objectives. So that means here players score 1 victory point for each fragment held by 1 character they control during the cleanup phase. So that means these are actually, you're going to pick up. This you actually have to control. So that's going to be the main difference on it. Interaction, cosmic cube fragment, pick up cosmic cube. You pick up one of the fragments during the power phase. Each character suffers 1 damage for each cosmic cube fragment that is held. Characters gain 1 energy equal to the damage they suffered this way. So that means as soon as you have one of the cubes, you're going to suffer a damage for it, but at the same time, you're also going to be getting an additional power in the game. So just in case you're kind of wondering about that. And we'll go ahead and get everything set up. Oh, and this is telling you how many points that you're going to be using for your team. And our table is ready. We have our formulas right here with the little bottles, and these are the cosmic cubes that we'll have to try and pick up, and these are the ones we'll have to secure as the little bottles there. And we also have our teams ready. So it will be the Avengers, 17 points. We got Captain America, we got Iron Man, we have Spider-Man, we have Captain Marvel, and Black Widow. And just a quick anatomy of a card. We'll have all their stats right here. These top 3 numbers represents their defenses. That's their physical defense, how many dice he rolls. That's his energy defense. And that is his intellectual defense, like kind of like psychic attacks and whatnot. We also have his health, which is right there located by the little stamina bar. That's his threat level. That's how much it costs to recruit the character. And this is his size, how big he is. That determines if, depending on if he's being thrown or whatnot, there's certain things that you use the size. And then that's how fast he moves, which is the little arrows pointing. That's how quickly you're going to be moving using certain rulers. So this is your long range. If it had an L, this is your short. If he had a S, and then this is your medium. Just kind of like your average stat, or move, I should say. So like Iron Man, the same thing. He's got a medium. Spidey, he might be a little faster. Spidey is yeah, see, he's a L, so he'd be using that long range. And then Captain Marvel's a medium, and then Black Widow, I believe, is also a long. She's pretty quick. Yeah, L. So that is the characters for the Avengers. Also, you have your ability bar, which is right over here, and these are all the attacks they can do. So your first one is usually the one that doesn't cost you anything. It's kind of a builder, so it starts powering you up basically for each point of damage you start doing to the enemy. Then you start actually having the attacks that do cost you power. So like right here determines your range. That's how many dice you're going to roll for the attack, and then that's how much it costs you to do that specific attack. So actually Cap's got 2 different ones. He's got a strike, he's got a shield throw, and if he wants to do a shield slam, it's going to cost him 2 power, but he's rolling 6 dice, and it's got to be at least within range 2. And your range markers are these. You have your short range, you have your I guess it's going to be range 5, and you have range 4, and then you also have your range 3. So just depending on the attack you're going to be doing. So then he also has, these are also different abilities that they have. Now this is a team ability. Since I am using the Avengers affiliation, everybody that's an Avenger, and this is your card that tells you who can use the affiliation. Now you can still use other characters. The only thing is they won't, I believe they won't benefit from that ability if they're not listed on this card itself. At least half of your characters have to be from the list, from this list. So if half your characters are on this list, you'll have the Avengers team affiliation. Now, if the other guys that you take don't have it, aren't on this list, then they can still be on your team. They just won't benefit from that ability. So that means like Captain America, everybody on that list, each turn you may reduce the cost of one of your first powers by 1. So if he's wanting to use, I don't know, let's say Iron Man wants to use Friday AI, his power, it costs him 2. The first time he uses it, it would only cost him 1 because he's he's a Avengers affiliation basically. Then you also have these, that some of these are reactions. Now these with the little bolts, that's a reaction that you can do, and for 2 power, when another allied character is within range 2 and is targeted by an attack, this character may use this superpower. This character becomes a target of the attack regardless of range and line of sight. So anything with a little lightning bolt is going to be a reaction that you can do specifically, depending specifically on what the action is going to be. So for example, this one, if they're attacking one of his buddies within certain range, he can spend the 2 power and he'll take the attack instead. There's also Vibranium Shield. If he's about to get hit, then when this character is targeted by an attack, whether it's a physical or energy, it may use a superpower, and you add 2 extra dice to his defenses. So each character will have different things. This is an ability that you have to pay for. This is always ongoing, so you don't have to pay anything. So for example, Iron Man, when this character would suffer damage, reduce the amount suffered by 1 to a minimum of 1. So he'll always take at least 1 point of damage. And pretty much everybody's going to have their own different abilities. You got Spider Sense that are always active. He's a wall crawler. And then these are abilities that he has to pay for, but he can use. Now, each character has 2 actions when they activate. Some of these powers, they don't take up an action. So they can do this for free, and they would still not do it for free, but they would pay for their power, but they would still, it would not count as an action, in other words, basically. So like this one, Webline, push an enemy character within range 4 towards this character, and it costs you 2 power. A character can be pushed by this superpower only once per turn. So that means 1, that it can only be used once per turn, and 2, it doesn't count as one of his actions. So he could technically webline somebody, get him closer, and he can hit twice if he wanted to. So, and then of course there's Captain Marvel, and she's got a slew of stuff. She's got physical, she's got energy attacks, she's got these that she can spin until this character's next activation. It adds 2 dice to all her attacks and defenses, which it gets pretty brutal. She's got energy absorption, and then she also has these that are always on. She has flight and immunity to incinerate and poison. And there's some that don't have a whole lot, but they pretty much do what they have to do. So she's got stealth. Characters must be within range 3 of this character to target it with attacks, so she can run around until she gets closer without having to worry about somebody blasting her from afar. So that's what kind of makes Black Widow kind of handy. So that is the Avengers. Now let's take a look at the enemy that they will be facing. And they will be facing the Cabal, led by Red Skull. So that means the Cabal is going to have the Masters of Evil. Each time an allied character damages an enemy character with an attack, after the attack is resolved, the attacking character gains an energy. So I have a Red Skull, who has to be the leader. I have Baron Zemo, Ultron, so that's 3 characters. I don't have these, unfortunately, but I did take Venom. So Venom, he's got stamina of 7, movement short, so he's very slow. His size is a 3, and his threat level is a 4, and that's his physical, energy, and his psychic defenses, basically. And then of course he's got his special abilities and whatnot, his attacks and his superpowers as well. We got Red Skull right here, we got Baron Zemo, and Ultron. Now unfortunately I didn't have enough to fill the full 17 points, so it's only 15 points of baddies going up against 17. Let's see how it turns out. One last thing I forgot, these are the team cards that we'll be using. We got Brace for Impact, Tactical Analysis, Follow Me, Ricochet Blast, and Med Pack. And the way you use these, you can use them at any time. You just follow whatever the card tells you, and you either pay energy or you pick a certain character. And once you've used them, they're a once per game effect. You just flip them over once they've been used, and that's pretty much how you use those. And as far as the Cabal, they have Cosmic Invigoration, they have Dark Reign, which one is that? The Age of Ultron, Inspiring Monologue, and Patch Up. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to roll these fancy, I guess, D8s, not really D8s, well, whatever. Pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to roll 5 of these, and for every hit, crit, or special effect, swirly, whatever you want to call it, however many of those you get, that's what's going to be taking the first turn, not counting blanks or skulls. So 5 dice. This is going to be for Captain America. Let's see what he gets. So we're getting 2, 4 successes. And now let's go to the Cabal. So 4 successes so far for the Avengers. And looks like only 1 for the Cabal. So that means that the Avengers will be taking the first turn. And we are deployed. We got Captain America next to Iron Man. Over here we have Captain Marvel, Spidey, and Black Widow. And right across from them we have Venom. We have Baron Zemo. Right in the middle we have Red Skull. And then we have Ultron covering Red Skull's back. So for setting up, you can either use the length of a card, or you can even use the range 3, because it's pretty much just range 3. You put it down at the end of the table, and you set up your characters right at the end, at the edge of your ruler, basically. So first thing we do is we power up. That is the first step where we take. So everyone is going to power up 1, unless it says specifically on their card that they power up any additional times. But for now, we're just going to put these little green tokens. And these are all going to go on each character. And that's going to be for both sides. So let me go ahead and power up the evil side as well. Now, when you activate, it'll be activation back and forth. So I'll take a turn with the Avengers, and then the Cabal will take a turn with one of their characters as well. So starting with the Avengers, we're going to go ahead and activate Black Widow. She is just going to move, and she's got a movement of L. So she is going to... She doesn't have a whole lot of health. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her go this way. She will go to there. And then she will move 1 more time. And she's just going to get into kind of position, just to try and get into this area, into some cover. Now when you're moving, it doesn't have to be all the way to the edge. It could be here, here. You just kind of position it however you want, basically. So that's going to be it for her. She's going to have an activation marker, and she is done. For the Cabal, we're going to go ahead and activate Red Skull, and he's going to go ahead and do his ability, and which is the Cosmic Cube, which is cost 0. Action. This character gains 3 energy. Roll 5 dice. For each skull rolled, this character suffers 1 damage. This superpower can only be used once per turn. So it cost him 0. So we're going to roll 5 dice. And if I roll any skulls, he is going to take a damage. Oh my gosh, he got 2 damage, and it looks like he's going to be gaining 3 power. Okay, so he has done his power. He gained 3, but he took 2 damage. Now, this does say action, so that means that costs him an action to do. So he's going to have 1 last action, so he's just going to move up. And he is a movement of medium. So he's just going to move up here so that he can get into position. Whoops. To try and take control of that Cosmic Cube right there. Or not Cosmic Cube, but the canister, the serum. So you put it kind of close to his base, and then he's just going to move right like so, right to this spot, and he will be facing. Doesn't really matter in the game. You can pretty much face him anywhere, but because you have 360 line of sight. So all right, so we are done with Red Skull. And these guys will be using the black activation markers. And he's done. We'll go ahead and activate Captain Marvel. And she's got a movement of medium. Oh, I forgot I left everything on this other side. And she's just going to fly up to try and take control of this cube. So she will fly to there. And you do have to be within at least an inch. And an easy way to know if you're within an inch is just the edge of the ruler, which is right there, boom. And in order to pick up or interact with anything, you spend an energy. So she's gonna spend her 1 energy that she did get for the turn, and she will take control of that cube. We'll activate Venom, and he is very slow. So we're going to get his slow marker. And what he's going to do is he's just going to try and get into position here he'll go to there. He's going to spend his energy to go ahead and pick up this cube. And then his second is he's just going to activate one more time. He's going to get right to here. And he will be done for the turn. So one thing you really want to determine is the size of your buildings. In case you're not using the Crisis Protocol terrain, usually it's all listed on the bottom what size they are. So we're going to say this is a size 3 for the buildings, size 2 for the big canisters. Everything else that's small is going to be a size 1. And this thing will say it's a size 2 as well. All right, so without delaying too much, let's go ahead and go with Spidey. He's just going to go ahead and web swing his way, and we're gonna have to put this like so. Actually, we could probably put it this way because we don't want to. So he'll go to here because he kind of wants to be close to this canister so he can take control of it, but at the same time, actually, you know what? We could probably fold it so he's like this. And then what he's going to do, I believe he can throw, let's see, terrain and an objective, both sides 2 or less, and within range 3 and throw it S. He can only throw short. So throwing S means that he would be able to throw it this range, and that would be out of range. Actually, S is a smaller one. So that's this thing. So yeah, he wouldn't be able to throw it too far. So on to the Cabal, and we're gonna move Zemo, and he moves L, so he's just gonna bum rush this way. And unfortunately, he doesn't want to get into a big mess over there, so he'll move one more time, but he's just gonna take cover right behind that building. So he's just gonna move here like so. And he's gonna wait for the next turn. But he is done for the round. Try and get some more energy that way. Iron Man's gonna activate, and he moves medium. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna fly to there, and I believe he's got flight. So he doesn't really care too much about this terrain. So he's gonna go to there, and then he's just gonna fly up here like so, and he's gonna take over this cosmic cube. He's going to spend his 1 power and gain the cube. Ultron's going to go ahead and move, and he's got a move of medium. So he will kind of do like Red Skull, and he's just going to get into position. So he's just going to run up here. And I don't think he's within range of that. So he's gonna have to move one more time, but he's just gonna move so that way he can kind of get control of this. So he'll move to there like so. He's gonna spend his energy, and he's gonna take this cosmic cube. So Cap is the only one left. So he's just gonna move medium, and he's gonna get the other cube. So he's just gonna move right between here so he can get the points for the serum as well as taking over that cube. So spend his energy, and he is going to be there like so. He's going to spend his energy, and he is done activating. Actually, he might be able to throw his shield. Let's see if he can't get a shield throw. Oh yeah, range 4. He should be in range. Oh yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw that shield at Ultron. So shield throw. After this attack is resolved, this character gains 1 energy. This attack ignores line of sight, and the defending character does not benefit from cover. If I roll the little swirly, which is, it should be wild die. It's a wild die, basically. After this attack is resolved, this character may make an additional shield throw attack. This attack must target another character within range 3 of the original target, and may be any distance from this character. This additional attack does not have the ricochet ability. Oh, of the original. Okay. So actually, I could even hit Red Skull. All right. Well, let's do it. So it's an attack of 5. So we're going to roll 5 dice. And this is a physical attack. So, oh, right here. It's a physical attack, so that means for Ultron, he's going to be using his physical defense in order to block it. So let's see what Cap gets. The skulls. Now, it's very important that you, if you roll skulls, you can't re-roll those dice. But we do get 2 exploding dice for the criticals. So 2 criticals are going to add 2 more dice, and we get nothing else. So that means that he's going to get 2 hits so far. So now we're going to roll some defense dice for Ultron. And Ultron, he's defending with... Oops, let's move that out of the way. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I was supposed to roll an additional one for the cube. I don't think so. I think it's only power. Never mind. He's going to have 4 defense. So he's going to roll 4 dice. He's got a squirrely. The squirrely does count as a block. So that means he's going to take 1 point of damage because of the extra hit that he didn't block. Well, for a minute there, I thought he might have gotten lucky and blocked, but it's only if it's the psychic attacks. The little blue, if he gets crit, if he gets the wild card, the wild die, then they count as 2 blocks instead of 1. But Cap was using the physical attack, so nope, that didn't work. So he took his damage. Oh, and on top of that, whenever you get damage, you also gain an energy on top of that. So actually, you know what? He didn't spend his energy to pick up that cube, so that shouldn't have been there. So now he's got his energy back from getting hit. Okay, so shield throw. Let's finish up whatever it says here. So he's going to gain an energy because he did hit. Or actually, it doesn't matter. After this attack is resolved, he gains the energy either way, even if he hit or didn't hit. So now it's ricochet. Oh, actually, we didn't get no wild card, no wild die. So actually that does not go off. At the end of the turn, we score. So the Avengers are going to score 1, 2 for the serums. So that's 2 points. And then they hold 1, 2, 3 fragments. So they're scoring 5 points. So let's move that up to there. And then the Cabal are scoring 1, 2. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, no, she's too far. So 2 for the serums. And then they have 2 of the cubes. So that means they are scoring 4 points. And that's going to be the score there. First person that gets to 16 wins the game. And it's going to be 6 turns unless they score before then. So that's pretty much how you determine who wins the game. All right, that's going to be the end of turn 1. We'll do some cleanup and we're going to do some powering up. So we have powered up. Guys that had the cubes took a damage, but they got an additional power. Guys that were within the serum got an additional energy. And actually, you know what? Cap should have had 1 more energy because he would have gotten the 1 from the shield, the serum, the cosmic cube, or the fragment, and then +1 because of his actual turn. Iron Man should also have 2. I forgot he should have 1 for powering up, but he does have the cube, and actually he took a damage. So I'm going to have to fix that. Spidey's good. Captain Marvel's good. And then Black Widow is good as well. On to turn 2. And whoever finished last from the first turn is going to go second. So that means the Cabal is going to activate first. So Venom is going to activate, and he's just going to try and get into a little bit closer range to Black Widow. So he's just going to move. So he will move to there. Put himself right there in that spot. And he is going to go ahead and do his second action, which is going to be the symbiote tendrils. It's going to be 5 dice, range 3. After the attack is resolved, this character gains energy equal to the amount of damage that he does. After the attack was resolved, the target character gains the bleed special condition. So she's going to be bleeding at the end. All right. So it's a 5-die attack. Now for every wound I do, he's going to gain an energy out of it. So come on, Venom. Let's see what you got. So he's going to have 1 shield. He's going to have a critical, though. That means we're going to roll an additional die. Oops, that should have been a critical, but it doesn't matter. We know he hit. So it's going to be 3 total successes. And then Black Widow, she defends with, it's a physical attack, so she's got 3 dice defense. Does she want to use anything here to help her out? Actually, she has Martial Artist. When this character is defending against a physical or energy attack, targeting it within range 2, this character adds blanks. Ooh, nice. Okay, so let's do that. So she counts blanks, blocks, and wild dice for defenses. So she blocked 2, so that means that she's going to take 1. Not too bad. All right, so she takes the bleed condition. She took a damage, but she's also going to gain an energy from the damage. So Venom is not quite done. So he's going to spend 3 energy, and he's going to do, what does that say? Clintar Rage. Choose an interactive terrain feature or an enemy character, both of size 3 or less, and within range 2, and throw it medium. This superpower can only be used once per turn. So he's going to throw this, oops, and it could be thrown medium. So medium is going to be this. So he's actually going to go ahead and throw it at Captain Marvel. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. He's going to throw it at Captain Marvel. So he's going to chunk this, and it's going to go to her. And let's see if she can defend it. Now it's a size 3, so that means it's +1 added to whatever the size. So it's technically it's a damage 4. So she has to block with her defenses, or else she's going to take 4 damage if she doesn't block any. So it's a physical attack, so she's got a defense of 3. So we're rolling 3 dice. And oh wow. She is not bothered by that building. She's got an exploding crit, and then she blocks 2. But that is nothing. So actually, that's not a block though. So she's just gonna block 2. She's gonna take 2 damage. My bad. The critical does count as a block, so she's gonna take 1 damage, and she's gonna get an energy from that. That is the end of Venom's turn. So now on to the Avengers, and we are going to activate. Actually, Captain Marvel is going to go ahead and repay the favor, and she is going to go ahead and do an energy blast, which costs her nothing. After the attack is resolved, this character gains 1 energy. This character may reroll any number of dice for this attack. So it's a 4-die attack, range 4. So range 4 is in perfect range there. So she's going to go ahead and do that. She's going to blast Venom, rolling 4 dice. And she can reroll any dice for the attack. So she got 3 successes. And then Venom on energy, let me see. You think he's a 3? Energy defenses, oh, he's a 2. Ew, that's not very good. So let's see, maybe he'll get some crits here. Yeah, he does. So he just needs 1 more block. No. So he's going to take 1 point of damage. And Captain Marvel's going to gain 1 energy. So Captain Marvel's going to go ahead and do it once again, just to keep powering up. She wants to get ready to turn to the binary form for next turn. So here comes another 4-die attack. And she can reroll any dice. As long as she don't get those skulls, she's in good shape. So she's got 3 hits. Venom's going to have 2 on energy defenses. He only blocks 1, so he's going to take 2 more damage. Zemo's going to activate, and he's going to go ahead and do his charge. It costs him 2 power, but it's going to cost him one of his actions. So he's going to go ahead and spend his 2. And this ability allows him to, this character immediately makes a move action followed by an attack action. The superpower can only be used once per turn. So he moves L, and he needs to get within that range of that canister so they can keep scoring. So he's going to go to there, move right down here. And he's going to strike at Black Widow. So, oh, what does he have? Strategic Genius. This character and allied characters within range 2 may reroll 1 die in their attack or defense. Oh, nice. Okay. So then he can reroll 1 die in his attack. So he's going to do his Sword Strike because he can't do the Steel Rush because it costs him 2. So it's going to be a 5-die attack, range 2. After this attack is resolved, this character gains energy equal to the damage. And then the character gains the bleed if he gets the swirly. Okay, so if he gets the wild, then he'll do a bleed. After this attack is resolved, the target character is bleeding. So 5-die attack. So let's go ahead and roll those. All right. Let's see what Zemo can do. And he can reroll 1 die. Let's reroll the shield because he doesn't need it. That's already 4 hits there, and he got a swirly, so she's bleeding. And that is nothing. But it is 4 successes. And Black Widow, I believe she defends with 3 on defense. Yep. On physical, it is a 3, but she does count her blanks as blocks because it is within range 2. Oh, 1 more. So actually, she got nothing there. Ugh, she got nothing. She took all 4 damage. Ooh, I think she's knocked out. Let's take a look here. She might be dazed. Shirley had 1 damage on her. Yep, she sure is. She only had 4. So she is dazed. So if for any reason the amount of damage he does goes over the amount of health, you only gain the amount that you actually took. So for in this case, she only had 3 health left. She's only going to gain 3 energy from the damage, and she's going to be going to stun. So she wouldn't gain like an additional energy or anything. You would lose out on that extra point of damage. And all effects are going to go away at the end of the turn. But she can't activate because she is knocked down. Well, Zemo's pretty much out of options because he's going to be wasting his second action. I guess what he'll do is he'll just move slightly like that. But at least try and stay within range 2 of Venom. So range 2 is right here. So he is perfectly in range to help out Venom. So Spidey's going to go, and he's not going to move anywhere because he wants to make sure he scores that canister. So he's just going to go ahead and do web impact or impact webbing. So it costs nothing, but it's range 4. So we are definitely within range. Boom. So it's going to be a 4-die attack. 4-die attack. After this attack is resolved, this character gains 1 energy. And if I get a wild, he's going to do a push. If the target's character is a size 2 or less, before damage is dealt, this character may push it away S. And I do believe Venom is an S. Let's see. Venom is a size... Oh, actually, no, he cannot. He's a size 3. So Spidey won't be able to push him out of the way. So let's go ahead and do the 4-die shot, and we're going to gain an energy at the end of the phase, at the end of this attack. So the push doesn't help. So very nice. We got a whole slew of hits. So that's 4 plus a critical, and he gets another one. So we're going to be looking at 2, 4, 5 hits. Venom defense. I think he defends with a 3. Let's take a look here. Oh no, he defends with 4. Well, we'll have to check if he can do so many snacks. If he's within range 3, Venom's going to be able to counter it. But let's take a look and see what happens here. Defenses. He can't reroll that, but he did get an exploding. So that means he's got 2 defenses. And that's it. So he's going to block 2, but he's going to take 3 damage. So a little bit of bad luck. That 3 damage was enough to knock Venom out. So now he is dazed. This is going to drop. And the opponent usually can choose where he wants to put it within an inch. So we're just going to throw it this way. So that way it's a little closer to Spidey. And see if he can't maybe pick it up on the next turn. My bad. I missed 1 extra die. He should have had 4 defense. I only rolled 3 and then the exploding. It doesn't matter. He still failed. So Spidey having one more activation. He is just going to move up like so to here. And he's going to spend an 1 power to go ahead and pick up that cube. And that's going to cost him 1, and his activation is over. So now let's go ahead and activate Ultron. He's going to move up his medium and start wailing on Captain America here and try and start contesting for this other serum. So he's going to go to here. And he's going to start striking. So with his movement, he's going to go ahead and do his strike. After this attack is resolved, this character gains 1 energy. It's going to be a 6-die attack, and it's going to be physical. 2, 4, 6-die attack. Cap is going to go ahead and react. He's going to go ahead and spend his 2 for Vibranium Shield. So that means he's going to add an additional 2 points, or 2 additional die to his defenses. So since it's physical, he's going to be rolling 6 dice as well to try and defend this attack. So Ultron, whoops, that rolled out. That was one hell of a roll. 2, 4, he got 5 hits and exploding. He's got a lot of damage coming in. So he's got 6 total, but now Cap has to respond, and he's got 6 as well. Okay, let's see what he can do. So we're gonna block 1, 2, 3, 4, and he has 1 explosion. He can't reroll that, but we can add an additional die. He doesn't block it. He did block a good chunk though, but he is gonna take 2 damage. He does have Analyze and Annihilate. While attacking, this character may reroll 1 of its attack dice for each crit in the opposing defense roll. So Captain America did have a crit roll. So that means that Ultron can reroll 1 of his dice. And that doesn't matter. He got a blank. And that is the end of Ultron's turn. Iron Man is going to go ahead and activate, and they're going to use a special card. They're going to do Ricochet Blast. If it is Iron Man's activation and he is within range 4 of an allied Captain America, they may spend 1 power each to play this card. Range 4 is right here, so he is most definitely within range 4. While within range 4 of Captain America, Iron Man may use the Ricochet Blast attack shown above once his activation range, and line of sight are measured from Captain America instead of Iron Man when making this attack. Iron Man may reroll any number of attack dice during this attack. Nice! So it's a range 4, 7 power die, and doesn't cost them anything because they're going to pay the 1 each. So it's going to be an Energy Blast. So it's going to cost them both 1 and 1. And it's going to be 7 die attack. Or see if I can get this many in my hand here. And he can reroll any number of attack dice in this roll. So unfortunately we can't reroll the skulls, but we can reroll. Actually, you know what? You should do your explosions first, and once you've done the explosions, then you get to reroll the dice, which is nice because that means those turn into hits too. So we're gonna reroll this, and the shield, and we can't do the skulls. Perfect. So that means we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits on Ultron. So he got a defense of 3. Oh boy, this is not looking good for Ultron, but let's see if he can get some defenses up. So he's gonna have a skull, a shield, so he's gonna block 2, but he is taking a whopping 2, 4. He's taking 5 damage. That might daze him. He already has 2 on him. Yep, he only has 6 health. So that means that he had 4 left. So that means he's gonna have 4 energy he's gonna gain because of the blast. The others will be lost. He will be dazed. And that means that Iron Man just knocked out Ultron. So with him being dazed, he's going to drop the cube right next to Cap there. And on top of that, Iron Man still technically hasn't even done his 2 actions, because I believe this, it doesn't count as an action, does it? Let me see. No, it's just active. As long as he's activated, he can do this blast. So that means that he still has both his actions. So he's gonna go ahead and move, because I don't think he's got range. He doesn't have range. No, he's just a little too far there. Yeah, he's just out of Red Skull's range. Unfortunately, he can shoot this way. Oh, but Venom's days also. So yeah, no, he doesn't have to do that. So I guess what he'll do is he's gonna go ahead and move, and he's gonna move into this, so he can technically just fly down, and he's gonna pick up this other cosmic cube. So what he'll do is he'll move to here. He'll spend his energy, which is the only one he has, and he'll have 2 cosmic cubes, or cosmic pieces. And then, is he within range now? No, it looks like, no, actually he is right there. He is just in. So he's gonna go ahead and do his repulsor blast, range 4. It's gonna be 4 dice. After the attack is resolved, this character gains energy equal to the amount of damage. If I get a wild, I can push, before damage is dealt, I can push him away S. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So he's gonna have 4 dice. Try and blast Red Skull. And he only got 2, no crits. And Red Skull, his defenses are, in energy, it is 3. So rolling 3 dice. Red Skull only blocks 1, no rerolls. So that means that 1's gonna go through. So he's gonna take a damage. So with that, Iron Man's turn is done. So now it's just Red Skull. Red Skull needs to do some damage here. So he's got range 4, range 4. He can do all kinds of stuff here. So let's go ahead and do Unleash the Cube. Oh, you know what? Let me see. I keep forgetting this ability that they're supposed to gain an energy when they do damage. But Ultron, well, he should have had an extra, because I know he did damage. And Zemo should have had at least another one, because he is Masters of Evil. So I'll add an additional one for them, because they did do damage. But Red Skull's going to go ahead and spend 4. So what I'll do is I'll take off the 3, 4, and I'll add it over here. So what I'll do is, let me take that off. I'll do 3, and I'll take 2 off here, and then I'll add 1 here. And the max amount of energy you can have on any character is only up to 10. So any other is just lost. But you can only have up to 10 energy on each character. But all right, let's continue with the game. So he's gonna blast Iron Man. He's gonna have 7 dice. Cost him 4, which is what we just paid. If this attack deals damage, after it is resolved, this character may throw the target S. So throw means he could throw him, if he has a chance, he can throw him against a building to take another damage. Now, if it says push, then you just have to push him away. But throw actually means he can do more damage to him. So if I get a wild, after this attack is resolved, the target character and characters within range 1 of the target character gain the stun special condition. This character is not affected by the reality warp. Alright, so on a swirly, I don't think he's within range 1. Range 1 is going to be basically that ½ inch. So yeah, they're going to be Cap's going to be too far. So let's go ahead and roll the 7 dice and let's see what he does to Iron Man. So we got 4. Oh, we got 7 right here. Alright, here we go. So it is an energy attack, so Iron Man probably has 3 on the energy defenses. So that's nothing. Those are blanks, so he's going to have 3 with an exploding. And he's got another one there. So that means all these hit. So we've got a total of 4. And then Iron Man for energy. Iron Man defends with 3. So let's see if he can block some of the damage. He's going to get that critical. So he's got 3 blocks. He's going to take 1 point of damage. His armor cannot bring it down to 0, so it's going to be a minimum of 1. So he is going to take that 1 point of damage. And on top of that, he's going to get an energy. So he can throw him S. So that means S is going to be this right here. So he is indeed going to get slammed into the wall here. So he's going to go straight there. And that means he's going to take another point of damage. And on top of that, we did get a swirly. Actually, no, he got no swirlies. That was Iron Man's defense. So he's not stunned, but he did take another point of damage. So now Red Skull. Oh, he's going to gain an energy because he is Cabal. So that means he gains an energy every time he does damage. So he's taking that. So yeah, we don't want to do much with a cube because everybody is knocked out that's around him. And the only guy that's awake is Zemo, and he's too far. So I think what he'll do is he's just going to go ahead and he'll just move up like so. Actually, no. You know what? He's going to move this way because Cap hasn't gone, and we want Cap to work for trying to take out Red Skull. So Captain America, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, let's see, I think we could probably do Med Pack. Let's see, during a character's activation, it may spend 2 power to play this card, remove up to 3 damage from this character or an allied character without a dazed token within range 3. So he can spend his 2, and yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and heal Iron Man his 3 damage because he has 2 cubes. So we're gonna heal this. The Med Pack is gonna be flipped over like so, and it costs me 2 power to do that. That doesn't count as one of his actions. So I think what he'll do is he's just gonna move this way. He's not gonna worry about Zemo right now, and he's just gonna get ready for Ultron. And I believe that's gonna be it for Cap. Oh, now I'm thinking, I wonder if I should have healed Cap because he's gonna be knocked out actually. He only has 1 health left. Iron Man has 5, he had 3. So actually he would be dazed too. I'd rather keep him open because he's got 2 at least. Cap only has 1. Well, I mean, they will both score because Cap also has this that he would be scoring. So actually, you know what? We'll go ahead, instead of healing Iron Man, we'll put the 3 back on Iron Man. And we'll heal Cap. So he's going to be down to 1. And he spent the 2 for Med Pack on himself. So that way he can heal 3 and he would still be in the fight. Sorry, Iron Man, you're going to be losing all your stones this turn, at the end of this turn, but that's all right. It was both 2-2. I'd rather have Cap in the game. He's a little, to me, Cap's a little more tougher, if you ask me. But all right. So I believe that is everyone's turn because Black Widow got knocked out, so she cannot activate. And everyone else is good to go. So that's going to be the end of turn 2. So now, at the beginning of turn 3, let's go ahead and score. So he's dazed, so that means we would score these first. So that means the Avengers are going to have 1, 2. So 2 points there. And they control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're at 7 more points. So now they are at 12. And the Cabal are going to control 1, 2, and they have no cubes. They've lost all their cubes. But they did score 2, so they're at 6. And now we're going to go ahead and do all effects. So now we're flipping characters that have been dazed. Black Widow is going to be flipping over to her damaged side. She's going to lose the dazed, but she is fully powered up with 6 power. And we're going to do the same thing with the Cabal. So Venom wakes up. He is now in his his damage form. We got Red Skull that powered up. Zemo powered up. Ultron is also in his KO'd side, or I should say damaged side. And we're going to take that off. Iron Man got dazed. He lost both his cubes. And everybody else is pretty much ready to rock and roll. So we're going to go to turn 3. So the Cabal will be taking the first turn. And the first thing we're going to do is Ultron is going to activate. And since they know they are behind on points, he's just going to move back. Just like so. To get to there. He's going to spend 2 energy to take control of both of these items. Spending 2. And then he is going to unleash some devastation on Captain America. So he will go ahead and do his Metallic Fury. So that is range 3. 7 dice. It's going to cost him 3, so we're going to pay that right now. And before choosing a target, this character may choose whether this attack type is an energy or a physical attack. And if I get a wild die, it's going to have the bleed. And after the attack is resolved, the character gains the bleed. So we're going to go ahead and go with an energy attack, since I believe Cap is only energy 3 defense. So 7 dice. And let me just double check just to make sure. And actually no, Cap is 4 and 4. Jeez, he's really good. And in response to his attack, we're gonna go ahead and spend 2 on Vibranium Shield for Cap, and he's gonna add 2 to his defenses. So he will be rolling 6 dice, while Ultron is rolling 7. So 7 dice going into Cap. Oh geez, that is the worst roll he could have ever gotten. Well, he's gonna get the bleed condition. He's got no rerolls and no explosions. So he's got 3 that are going in. And then Cap defends with 6. And let's see if Cap can block some of the damage. So he is blocking 2 and no explosions again. So it's going to be 1 damage going through. So Cap took his damage and he is now bleeding because he did get hit by the wild die. And now Ultron is going to spend 3 energy, choose an interactive terrain feature of size 4 or less within range 3, and throw it medium. This superpower can be used only once. So he's going to choose, it's range 3. So we're going to get this big old building that's right behind him. And then he's going to throw it medium, which is from him right there, right in front of Cap. So this is going bye-bye. And Cap is going to have to dodge. So Cap should have had 1 more energy because the shield would have only cost him 1 because his affiliation to Avengers. But he is not gonna do the shield block this time. He's just gonna roll his 4 physical defense and hope that he can take all this 4 damage, or at least take some of it down. And he's got an explosion, but he's blocking 2 so far. Nope. So he's gonna take 2 more damage, and actually that's gonna knock him out. So Cap goes down, and that's going to be the end of Ultron's turn. So now it's going to go to the Avengers side, and now it's going to be Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel, I should say. She is going to go ahead and activate, and she is going to go ahead and do her binary form. It's going to cost her 4 until the start of the character's next activation. It adds 2 dice to its attack and defense rolls. So she's got a movement of M. So she's just going to move up like so. Go to, actually, yeah, she'll go there. She'll go there and she's going to start blasting there. So for her second action, She's still got 3 energy, so she's gonna go ahead and do Rocket Punch. It's gonna cost her 3, so it's gonna cost her all her energy. And if she gets a wild die, she'll be able to stagger. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the stagger condition. So it's gonna cost her 3. And it's gonna be 7 dice, but plus 2 because she's in binary. So it's going to be a total of 9 dice. It's a lot of dice. Let's hope Venom can take it. And it's an energy attack. Let's hope I can fit as many in my hand. Yeah, I got it. Here we go. That was a terrible roll. She got the swirly, but she only got 2 hits. Jeez, these are horrible. She got 2 hits, and I believe Venom defends with 2. He got no defenses, so he's gonna take 2 damage. And he's got the stagger. So with Captain Marvel already done, Venom is gonna go ahead and retaliate, and he's gonna do so many snacks. After an attack against his character is resolved, it may use this superpower. If the attacker is within 3, this character may make an attack against the attacker. This superpower can only be used once per turn. So it's going to cost him 3. We're going to spend this 3 here. And he's going to go ahead and do his attack. So he can do either Symbiote Tendrils or We Are Venom. So we'll go ahead and do We Are Venom on Mrs. Captain Marvel. It's going to spend another 3. And it's going to do a 7 damage. After this attack is resolved, this character removes one damage from itself for each damage inflicted. So he technically can heal. So it's going to be a 7 dice physical. So let's go ahead and roll that. 7. And see if he can't heal himself. So it looks like we're going to have... Man, I'm rolling pretty bad now. Jeez. So it's just the 2 going in. Captain Marvel, I don't know why I keep calling her Miss Marvel. Captain Marvel has a defense of 3, but then plus 2. So it's going to be 5 die defenses. And wow, she took 1. She couldn't completely block it all. So it's going to put her up to 4 damage. So now it's going to be the Cabal's turn because that was during the Avengers activation. And now Venom is going to go ahead and strike. And the first thing he has to do is he has to spend an action to remove the stagger. So his second action, he'll strike again. And he will go ahead and strike at Miss Marvel. Actually, no. We'll strike at Spidey. Let's see if we can't take out Spidey, or at least bring him down to a little bit of a wound here. We'll go ahead and do Symbiote Tendrils. Yeah, so that we can get some energy. It's 0, it's a 5 die attack. After this attack is resolved, the character gains damage. Oh, actually, he's going to heal 1 because he did do 1 damage to Miss Marvel. Forgot about that. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the bleed. So he's going to do his 5 die attack. 2, 3, 4, 5. Going up against Mr. Spider-Man. And he gets an exploding. So he's going to have 3 going into Spidey. And Spidey's going to suffer the bleed condition. And Spidey's going to defend with 3 for physical. Yep. And then he has Spider Sense. When this character is defending against a physical or energy attack, or making a dodge roll, it may reroll 2 of his defense or dodge dice. So let's see what he can get. Well, the skull he can't reroll, but he's going to be able to at least block those 2. So he's going to be taking at least 1 damage out of there. And of course, he's going to be taking the bleed as well. So Avengers are kind of limited on what they can do since Iron Man and Cap are both dazed for the round. So it's just going to come back over here. We're going to go ahead and go with Black Widow. She is just going to go ahead. Actually, she's going to move. She moves along. So I'm going to get out of Mr. Venom's range here, and I'm gonna go over here to contest this area. So she's gonna jump through here, and she's gonna strike at Zemo. She'll go ahead and use some of her power. So she is gonna do a mixed technique. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and do mixed technique. If this attack deals damage, after this attack is resolved, the target character gains a staggered special condition. If I roll a wild, after this attack is resolved, this character may advance S. Yeah, because then we can go ahead and try and maybe at least stagger the guy. Keep him from doing too many actions. So we're gonna spend 2 to do that. It's gonna be a 4-die attack. So 3, 4, going in against Nemo. Oh, nice. She got 3 explosions, 4 hits. She is out for some vengeance now. And she got an additional one there. No swirlies though, so that means that she's not gonna stagger them, but 5 did go through. Zemo is gonna defend. Has a defense of 3 in physical attacks. When it is the target of a physical attack or targets a character with a physical, this character may use this superpower. The enemy is within range 2. This character may reroll any number of, oh, nice. So he can spend 2 to reroll some dice. This character, and he can also reroll for a strategic genius. Man, he rerolls a lot. Man, this guy's awesome. Well, for now, he's going to try and defend. So he's got 3 dice. And let's see if he can't block some of this. So he's going to block 2 for sure. I'm not going to spend the 2 power. I'm just going to use his basic reroll. So no, he doesn't do it. He's not going to spend 2 power. So he's going to block 2, and he's going to take 3 damage from the hit. So actually now, since he wasn't staggered, he's going to do this as a reaction. Counter Strike for 2 power. After an attack against this character is resolved, it may use this superpower. If the attacker is within range 3, roll 4 dice. Deal 1 damage to the attacker for each crit, and each looks like wild. So we're gonna spend 2. 1, 2. And we're gonna roll, how many was it? 4? Yeah, 4 dice. And let's see if he can do some damage back to Black Widow. So any wilds or crits are gonna do damage. He got a wild, so it's gonna be 1 damage going back into Black Widow. No point to activating Red Skull at the moment because I think he's too far to reach anybody over here, and everyone's knocked out over here. So we're just gonna go ahead and activate Zemo. Zemo is gonna go ahead and do his sword strike. So it's gonna cost him 0. So it's gonna be 5 attacks. After the attack is resolved, the character gains energy equal to the damage, and then on wild, Black Widow's gonna gain the bleed. So it's gonna be a 5-die strike. And if he wanted to, he can spend his ability to re-roll, but he is not. Actually, he's gonna re-roll this one. He's got his passive ability that's always on. So that's a re-roll. He's gonna get a hit. So she is gonna suffer bleed, and she's took 4. So now she's gonna have her 3-die defense, and she does count blanks as blocks. So she's just gonna block 2, and that's nothing. So she's gonna take 2 more damage, and she is bleeding. So now Black Widow is gonna return the favor, and she's gonna spend 2 power. After an attack against this character is resolved, it may use this superpower. If the attacker is within range 3, roll 4 dice. Same thing as Zemo. For every crit and every wild, she is gonna do a point of damage. So she's gonna spend 2 energy, and she's gonna return the favor. So spending her 2, she's gonna roll 4 dice. Any crits or wilds? 2 crits, so 2 more damage going into Zemo. So Zemo, really, actually, no, he is knocked out. Those 2 damage is all she needed, and Zemo has gone down. So Zemo is knocked out. He is dazed, so he will not be able to do his second action for the turn. And more importantly, Black Widow now controls that vial. So it's going to be very close on points at the end of this round. So Cabal only have pretty much just Red Skull left. He really can't do anything. He's just going to move up to here because all the heroes on his side are all KO'd and he cannot reach any heroes over here to do anything. The Avengers only have Spidey left, and he's just gonna go ahead and strike Venom, see if maybe he can't take him out. So he's got 5 energy. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna go ahead and just do a strike within range 2. So this is a range 2 meter here, and he is within range. So he's gonna start wailing on Venom. So it's going to be a 5-die attack. After this attack is resolved, he's going to gain energy equal to the damage. So 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and roll that up. You got a whopping 1. Venom, I believe, defends with 4. And looks like he's going to have 1 crit. That's going to be enough to block it. So he's going to take no damage from that. So he will go ahead and spend his 2 power, and he's going to do so many snacks. After an attack targets the character, if it's within range 3, he can go ahead and attack him. Oh wait, he can only use it once per turn. So he cannot do that ability because you did it on Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel. There I go again, calling her Miss Marvel. So Venom cannot counterattack Spidey, unfortunately. So Spidey's going to go ahead and do his taser webs. It's going to cost him 2. So we're going to go ahead and swap that out and add just 1 power there. And it's going to be a 6-die attack, range 3. He is within range. And if this attack does 1 damage or more, Venom is going to have the stun special condition. So here we go. So it's going to be 6 dice. And let's see what he gets. So looks like a whopping 1. So it's an energy attack. Venom only defends with 2. And it's enough. He blocks it. So that's going to be pretty much the end of the round. Ultron, everyone else is gone. Let's tally up the points and let's see what we're at. Avengers. Don't score anything here because everyone is dazed. Spidey's going to control this. That's going to be 1. Widow controls that. That's 2. And then how many cubes do they have? 3, 4. So they're scoring 4 points. And I believe that's going to give them the victory. It's going to go up to 16. And then Red Skull is going to score 1. Venom is too far for anything. Ultron does have 2 of the cubes. So it's going to be 3 points. So it's going to go to 9. But all you needed was just to reach that 16. And that's going to give the Avengers the victory for the game. And there we go, guys. Our first Marvel Crisis Protocol game is in the books. The Avengers taking it home. Yeah, the Cabal were down probably a man because I'm pretty sure there are villains out there that are at least 2 points that I could have taken. So hopefully in the next round, we can go ahead and get them up to par, 17-17, or who knows, maybe a bear game, which is like a 20-pointer to a 20-pointer. You never know. But the game has tons of heroes you can choose from. If in case you guys haven't checked out the website, I will put the link in the description below so you guys can check out the free rules that they have up there, as well as you can check out all the different heroes because there are a ton of heroes. You got Asgardians on there. You have tons of X-Men that have been coming out. You have who else? The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants have been coming out. You have the Wakandians. I mean, there are a ton of heroes and villains that are all coming out for this game, and they look amazing. Some of these figures are just so freaking awesome. So if you guys are big Marvel fans, or if your kids are big Marvel fans, show them this game. I'm pretty sure they will highly enjoy it. It's very simple to play. Nothing really hard about it. I mean, they would probably pick up the game real easy, learning the game themselves. But let me know in the comments below if you guys enjoyed the game. Also, if I did anything wrong, hey, point it out to me, put it down in the description. I love to read those just to make sure that I'm getting things right for the game and making sure I'm playing it the correct way and not just making stuff up. So yeah, feel free to like and comment below because, man, it really helps a long way for us to make better videos for you guys. But other than that, man, this was a fun game to play. I'll probably end up trying to paint more stuff and I'm hoping to bring it back. I'm hoping to bring it back to the channel, and so you guys can check out more Crisis Protocol. I'm pretty sure there's a ton of content out there. But hey, what's wrong with having one more channel bring in a little more content for MCP? I mean, it is a really fun game to play. And also, guys, just so y'all know, these don't come in the starter. These are actual things that I bought off of Etsy. They are custom made rulers for the game itself. The actual ones, let me go ahead and grab them so you guys can check those out. So these are the actual ones you get in the actual game. It's pretty much the same thing. You can you fold them however you want to move, but if you notice, it does have the L right in the middle of the actual ruler. There's your M, and then there's your S, and then these are your actual ranges. You got range 5. Of course, it was in the midst of painting it. That's why I didn't want to use them on this game. Range 3, and of course there's a range 2, and then there's a range 4 as well. So there's a lot of really cool custom made items that you could find. I know Etsy is just one of them. You could probably even look on eBay, but there's a ton of stuff that they've released for this game, as well as acrylic markers and little holders for your character sheets as well. So there's a ton of stuff out there that you can find for the game. But other than that, guys, that's going to be pretty much it for this one. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to comment below. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any further new content that's coming out in the future. And also, just so you guys know, our Patreon is live, and I will put the link in the description below so you guys can check out the Patreon in case you guys want to subscribe and help us out to make better content, as well as helping us with production costs, as well as everything you see here, miniature costs, all kinds of stuff. All that goes a long ways to help us out and bring you guys more content. Keep rolling dice, guys. And as always, paint your walls crimson. Have a good one.